it's some real money in the room.
Okay, let's take it to a kind of a different angle, right? It's just some recent events that happened in the news. So, Kodak Black, not sure if you're familiar.
Now, see, this is one of those moments where comedically, again, I just said I don't want to bash niggas, but this nigga screams comedy. But go ahead.
Well, he just did a song with 6ix9ine.
Okay.
So the thing about 6ix9ine is, you know, he told on like 16 people, whatever it was. He took down the organization, and Kodak Black, who was just released from the feds, via pardon by President Donald Trump, did a song with him. You know what I'm saying? So does that take away his street?
Listen, man, I'm 48 years old. I come from the era where, you know, like I said, I was born in 75. By the 80s, hip hop and rap was born. I was there for its birth. It was born out of the Bronx. You know, I'm from New York. I lived in New York, like I said, from being a toddler to a teenager. I lived through I was the golden era, what they consider the golden era of hip hop, the 90s, early 2000s. I was in my prime. I was in my 20s when that was happening. So I'm saying that to say, you know, 6ix9ine, Kodak, a lot of these young rappers today are garbage to me. So I don't invest in that too much in terms of keeping up with all the knowledge and who's who and who does what. I mean, the most I know is what I see on the phone, you know. But I come from an era when rap was at its best. So this garbage shit now, yeah, I don't be heavily invested in that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said how old?
I'm 28.
Yeah. So this is your time. It's unfortunate for you.
It's what I have to deal with.
It's what it is, baby. This is your time.
I'm really in that age between the, you know what I'm saying, 2000s.
You late 2000s.
Yeah. Early 2000s. You know what I'm saying. Boosie. He commented on the Kodak Black situation and essentially disowned him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Said that he didn't have any morals for working with the getting cheese from a rat. You know what I'm saying? At what point do you feel like, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's getting money, should they leave the streets alone?
Immediately. You know, I'm not saying forget where you come from, and I'm not saying don't keep your roots tied to the community, because the community is what helps raise you. It can also break you, destroy you, and kill you if you're not careful. But no one should aspire to stay in the ghetto. Nobody should aspire to stay ignorant. Nobody should aspire to live in an area where you have to leave your door and have a target on your back, especially from your own people. Right. And when you come into success and money and things that will make other people envious of you, the friends will kill you quicker than your strangers will. Right. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not saying you can't learn anything from the streets. I think that, you know, you learn how to survive in certain aspects from a street mentality that you should apply in real life or outside the streets, because I think that's a helpful tool in trying to survive in the world. But you have to grow, you know? Right. Jay-Z ain't talking about at 50-something what he was talking about at 20-something. Right. It would seem silly to do that. He said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. He's a business, he's a brand. And you know, at 50-something years old, you look kind of silly, and it's kind of unrealistic for you to still be talking about guns and drugs when you flying on your own private plane, hanging out in Milan or the Middle East with the, you know, Saudi prince. You know what I'm saying? You in a different zip code now. Act accordingly.
Right. Understood.
Hey, real tone, it's some real money in the room.